Hiya, it's your friend SB here. Overwatch recently released a collab with My Hero Academia where you can get a bunch of unique customization items for some of the Overwatch cast. I like My Hero, I even do content for a My Hero game, so it was nice to see. I'm also a learner of Japanese, so there are many games that I will prefer to play in Japanese for the sake of immersion. As far as this collab goes, the language differences don't go any further than just the character voice lines.
Detroit Smash!
Detroit Smash!
Texas Smash!
Texas Smash!
But I noticed something. Take a listen to these two voice lines.
Pass Ultra! 余計なお世話はヒーローの本質なんだって。
You don't need to know Japanese to notice that these are pretty different. I noticed that there are some pretty significant differences between the English and the Japanese, so that's what I would like to explore with you today. There is a noticeable trend between both sets of voice lines. The English ones seem to be simple references to My Hero Academia, but sometimes they're barely even relevant, whereas the Japanese ones are all direct quotations used in the anime, and probably manga as well, but focusing on the anime. So starting off, we've got Reinhardt as All Might.
It is fine now. Why? Because I am here!
もう大丈夫。なぜって私が来た
This is the only voice line that is actually consistent between both English and Japanese, and it's no surprise as to why. It's All Might's iconic line. It would be weird if he said anything else.
もう大丈夫。なぜって私が来た
So next is Tracer as Izuku Midoriya, otherwise known as Deku. In English, Tracer's voice line is
Pass Ultra!
very frequently used catchphrase, and you'll hear it at the end of every episode of the anime and other places too.
Pass Ultra!
While you might associate the phrase with My Hero Academia, according to Wikipedia, it's actually a Latin phrase and the national motto of Spain, meaning further beyond. So that was interesting to find out. In Japanese, Tracer's voice line is
余計なお世話はヒーローの本質なんだって。
This line is spoken by Deku when describing what he was told earlier by All Might.
オールマイトが言ってた。余計なお世話はヒーローの本質なんだって。
It should be noted, while it is originally said by All Might, only when spoken by Deku does it actually line up word for word.
でもな余計なお世話ってのはヒーローの本質でもある
余計なお世話はヒーローの本質なんだって。
余計なお世話はヒーローの本質なんだって。
Here we have Reaper dressed up as Tomura Shigaraki, the main villain of My Hero Academia. In English, the voice line is
It's game over for you.
This probably just references that Shigaraki enjoys games. He is canonically a League of Legends player, a solo cure at that. It's no surprise he became the main villain. In Japanese, he says,
他がために振るう暴力は美談になるんだ
a quote from season 1 where the villains are first introduced to the main cast.
あいつが俺に思いっきり殴りかかろうとしたぜ。他がために振るう暴力は美談になるんだ。そうだろ、ヒーロー。
Moving on to our supports, let's look at Juno as Ucheka Uraka, otherwise known as Uravati. Rather appropriate choice as both of them are quite floaty characters. In English, she says,
I must go beyond!
which again seems to be a reference to the full catchphrase Go Beyond plus Ultra.
Go beyond!
Pass Ultra!
In Japanese, she says,
未来なんて何かせな変わらんやろ
which appears to be a quotation as said by Uravati during the battle against Overhaul.
何も知らんのはちゃうやろ未来なんて何かせな変わらんやろ
Finally, we have Kyoko as Himiko Toga. They both have knives, I guess. Any excuse for another Kiriko skin. I say this as a Kiriko main. In English, the voice line is
I don't get caught.
which I don't know, I guess it's a reference to Toga's more covert behavior. And in Japanese she says,
生きやすい世の中になってほしいものです
which is a quotation from when we are first introduced to Toga.
トガですトガヒミコ生きにくいです生きやすい世の中になってほしいものですステ様になり
I think my favorite thing about this voice line is that it's quite obvious she's putting on a voice. And in case you don't know what her normal voice sounds like, and so you know she doesn't just always sound like that, here's a sample.
私は仲間を見捨てない
So that's what I found. It's pretty interesting how different the voice lines ended up being. Makes you wonder if there were differences in production for different languages. It's not great when two people have the same voice lines but they're in different languages, so it communicates something entirely different, but I digress. There could very well be more examples of this with other voice lines or even other languages, so if you have anything to share that you've noticed, please tell us all about it in the comments. I hope you enjoyed and I'll see you later. Bye bye!